Brought to you by Penguin.
The Good Vampire's Guide to Blood and Boyfriends by Jamie D'Amato. Read by Michael Crouch. To the Sad Gay Kids. Please note that the novel overall includes non-graphic references to a past suicide attempt, non-graphic small animal death via vampire, and descriptions of panic attacks. 1. Funerals for Squirrels. Brennan's Journal. For plausible deniability purposes, everything contained in this journal is hypothetical, theoretical, and/or fictional. Yep. Questions. Who turned me? Blood. Animal? Human? How much? How often? Regular food too? Other vampires? Other supernatural? Nocturnal? Sleep? Garlic, sunlight, silver, holy water? Sparkles? Immortality? It took Brennan Brooks 48 hours, 6 coffees, and approximately 8,000 pages of reading to come to the conclusion that there were too many goddamn books about vampires, and none of them came with an instruction manual. In the far corner on the silent study 3rd floor of Fole's library, Brennan sat on the carpet in the folklore and mythology aisle at the center of a tornado of books, stacks rising up into towers. He wore a flannel over an old band t-shirt and was currently testing whether vampires needed sleep or needed to shower by, you guessed it, neither sleeping nor showering. Signs pointed toward not needing sleep and desperately needing a shower, but more observation would be needed. In Brennan's experience, there were no problems that books didn't have answers for. Unfortunately, being turned into a vampire during an accident you didn't fully remember did not have its own For Dummies manual. But Brennan had no trouble sinking into a fog of research, lost in a book about vampirism in Serbia and Bulgaria, which was fascinating but ultimately useless. His throat burned with a persistent thirst, his head throbbed, and every sound and smell was like a tidal wave. The soft snoring of some poor soul already behind on work for the semester was like a chainsaw. The rhythmic squeak of a library cart like a piercing alarm, footsteps coming to a stop. A shadow darkened the text and Brennan squinted upward, blinking away the dissonance of being rudely ripped back to reality. "If you don't mind my saying so," came a rich southern lilt, light with amusement, "I think you're missing a few key texts in the genre." Standing at the end of the aisle with a library cart, a guy arched a brow. Brennan processed what he must be seeing. The mess of books, not subtle in their titles of The Vampire, Vampires and Vampirism, Les Vampires, The Legend and Romance of the Vampire, a dozen other things featuring the words vampire, blood, monsters, and so on. Brennan half-heartedly covered the book he was reading with an arm and blinked up at the fluorescent lights. What?" Brennan said. "Vampires, yeah?" The boy had curly brown hair, delicate features disrupted by bushy brows, and light skin a bit more tanned than Brennan's ghastly pale. He smiled, encouraging, and it was familiar. Brennan couldn't place it. They must have had a class together or crossed paths on campus. He looked like if Timothy Chalamet had a less punchable face. Maybe that was it? Brennan squinted at the guy. "You have recommendations?" His voice was scratchy, his mouth dry. He was thirsty again. He cleared his throat. The boy kept smiling, but it was sly. "It looks like you're lacking in the trashy YA romance department. No Twilight Saga? Or have you already read it?" Brennan deflated and avoided rolling his eyes, narrowly. "No, I have not. I don't think that will help with this particular project. Thanks, though." He returned his attention to his pile of destruction. He meant it as dismissal, but the boy left the cart at the end of the aisle.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?